The Unemployed Actress. Take one. Action. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Unemployed Actress. I am Lobcke, I am her is she, and she is me. This week we're going to get straight into it. So guys, once upon a time, I was a model. I had my picture taken and it was framed and hung in the Radisson Hotel in Amsterdam for I think if not 3 weeks then 3 months. I can't remember the exact time frame because all of this really came together in this coincidental way. So just a bit of information before we dive into how my picture hung in the Radisson Hotel in Amsterdam, right? I'm 5'3". I am a short, travel size person. I'm also curvy. I'm South African. I've got a bit of, African body to me. So I'm not exactly what you think when you think model. I'm also not you don't think model when you see me either. I'm short. I could fit in a carry-on luggage. But so my modeling dreams were never, there was never going to be a modeling dream. It was never going to happen for me. I remember growing up, my town used to have pageants, right? I'm from a small town called Alabama, and once a year there would be a Miss Alabama. I had a friend who was into pageantry and into the pageant life, and as a group of friends we always wanted to enter a pageant and just see what happens. For the most part, my mom really protected me from pageantry. She didn't really want me involved in that because I think she realized what I looked like before I realized what I looked like. This was the early 2000s, so skinny girls were the way. Girls with curves or even just a little bit of curves, body shaming was your forte. You just had to get used to it, or maybe it was just my forte. But there we are. That was life, right? I was not going to be a model. Everybody made sure I understood I was not going to be a model. I won't trauma dump. But the truth of the matter was that in the society I grew up, I wasn't shaped like a model, and I wasn't pretty enough to be a model. Public opinion, really. But there we are. So I was never going to be a model. But I always wanted to be the face of a brand. I still do. Want to be like the face of a brand somewhere, something. I don't know what, but there. And I really forgot modeling dreams. It never really crossed my mind. It wasn't a sticking thing that I wanted to do. I really just wanted to be an actress. And I was in Amsterdam. I lived in the Netherlands for about a year, and I was an au pair. And my host mom's best friend was sort of in the entertainment industry. And I really wanted to be in the Dutch entertainment industry. And I'd asked her if she knows anyone who could do headshots for me. And she said, I know a photographer. Here's her Instagram handle. Go have a look at her things. And she is a photographer / fashion designer. And her clothing is amazing. I'm going to put her link to her Instagram and her handle down. It's called Change Artwear. Stunning. And her pictures, the portraits she takes as well, is absolutely gorgeous. So when I saw it, I was like, is this girl going to be able to take just headshots? Because this is high fashion photography. It's stunning. And she was like, yeah, get in touch with her. So I Instagrammed her and I said, I got your number from, and would you mind just taking some headshots for me? Because I'd like to send it to a few agencies. And she's like, yeah, sure. And we set up a date and we set up time, and I went to her studio and I saw all her clothing. And I remember one that caught my eye was this stunning kimono Oh, it was gorgeous. It was a satin kimono, a black one, and I was like, this is incredible. Wow. But I was there for my headshots, so I'm minding my business, right? So I did my headshots, and I told her I really love her pictures. They are gorgeous. And she asked, would you mind sitting for one? And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And I sat for a picture, and she took the picture, and it was done. And I was like, okay, cool. Didn't give it another thought or anything. And when she sent me my headshots, she sent me the photo that she took of me, and I was like, holy shit, is that me? I'm gonna put it right here so that you can see that is in fact me. Wild, right? So I felt super honored, and it was like, oh, this is amazing. And she invited me to one of her exhibitions, and I went to the exhibition, and it's this huge portraits of everyone, the portraits that I've seen on her Instagram. Her models are there, they're wearing the clothes. I'm like, I wish it was me, like, but I'm happy to be invited to this event. Yay. And and she messaged me, and she's like, I'm gonna hang your portrait. And I was like, okay. And I don't know what I thought. Like, I don't know what I thought she meant by that. And she invited me to the exhibition, but I was leaving the Netherlands. My contract was done. I had to come back home, so I couldn't stay any longer. I couldn't stay in time for the exhibition. And the woman who had initially gotten me in contact with her, she went to the exhibition, and she sent me photos of this huge photograph of my face hanging in like the restaurant area of the hotel. And I was like, oh my god, that's my face. What? The little girl inside of me who was, told she was too short to be a model, too fat to be a model, she wasn't pretty enough to be a model, all of these things. The little girl inside of me was like, oh my god, your face is in a hotel in Amsterdam. What? Like, just your face. What? It was the most surreal thing to me. It was so surreal, because it was this thing of, I did it. So many people said that I couldn't, and I did. How? What? It was such a, oh my god, I can't even explain it. Like, I get so excited right now even just thinking of it, because it was one of those things that when you hear enough that you can't do something, or that you aren't fit for something, one of two things happens, right? You either want to rage against the machine and just go full steam ahead and do everything they said you couldn't do, or you sort of become resigned to the fact that you couldn't do it, that you won't be doing it, that you're not fit to do it. And I think I fell somewhere more to the, I won't be able to do it, I can't do it, because the reality of it all started to really sink in. I am too short to be a model. A runway model was never going to happen for me. A high fashion model was just never, it wasn't going to happen. I was not going to be Naomi Campbell. And, having my face as part of a brand, or having my face blown up somewhere and on a huge hanging portrait, that was something that I was like, yeah, that's not gonna happen, because there's so many other things you need to fit the bill for. And then it did. It truly did. I was like, oh my god, what? what? To this day, I think that is one of the single most exciting things for me, because I couldn't believe it. It was such like a moment of almost healing for me as well, to again then go, everything people said I couldn't do, that I couldn't be, that all the naysayers in your face. And to have it happen at an international scale for me was just like, okay. So right now, all of this to say, really, I forgot about that. I forgot that was something that I did. And a Snapchat memory came up of me like recording the studio, and I was like, oh my gosh, I did that. Yes, I did. And it's a big deal. Again, in this world of mine, I get so wrapped up in the things I haven't done yet that I forget to be grateful and acknowledge the things that I have done, that it's not all unemployed actress sad and defeat. I've done things things I never thought I would, and I did them, and it was amazing. And it's something I get to talk about now and be like, yeah, I once modeled for the designer and photographer of Change Outwear, and it wasn't this, I wasn't casted or pre-selected or whatever. It was just, we were in a moment of shooting and she was like, you're actually really stunning, just pose for me quickly. And I didn't think anything could become of that picture because I couldn't see what she saw. And when the final picture came out, I was like, is that what you saw when you looked at me? Okay. So I think sometimes I don't intentionally downplay the things I've done, but I think sometimes it's not as impactful as it is, but it really is. Younger me is insanely proud of who I am right now, and I will continue to make her proud, because I can tell you something for free. That girl suffered under so much scrutiny and bullying and body shaming that she deserves for me to be this adult. like 10-11-year-old me deserves for 31-year-old me to have lived the life she has, because never in her wildest dreams would she have thought that this is where we end up and this is where we do. And even though I'm in a space of going, welcome to the unemployed actress, one day I'm going to say, welcome to the employed actress. I am a formerly unemployed actress who is now very much booked and busy. So let me tell you about life as a booked and busy actress. Can't wait for that. Anyway, guys, that was just a short snippet of a story I really felt like I needed to tell you guys. So there, now you know, that's the picture. Go check the photographer on Instagram, see her designs, see her clothing. They are really awesome and she's really cool. So yeah, thank you for joining me this week once again for another episode of The Unemployed Actress. Do the things that need doing. Like, share, subscribe, tell your mama, your grandmama, and everybody that not only do I want to be an employed actress, I want to be the face of a brand, because that's a thing now. So make it happen. I'll see you guys again next week. Bye.